All right, let's get right into it. Today we're talking about a really tough reality for a lot of people, the financial struggle of just being an average American. And let's be clear, this isn't about blaming you for buying too many lattes. Forget that myth. This is about the cold, hard math of what it actually costs to live a normal life right now. And well, the numbers don't lie.
I want you to imagine something. You're at the grocery store, you got a cart full of the basics, milk, bread, eggs, and you get to the checkout, and your card gets declined. That hot, sinking feeling of embarrassment? That's not a sign that you're failing at life. As we're about to see, according to the numbers, it's actually a sign that you're just average.
And that's really the core thesis we're breaking down today. In our current economy, being average means you're living on a financial razor's edge, pretty much one unexpected expense away from everything falling apart.
Okay, so let's actually run those numbers. We're going to do the math on what a standard, baseline American life really costs. And you'll see exactly why so many people feel like they're running on a treadmill and getting nowhere.
So let's start with our baseline, the median household income. Right now, that's about $84,000 a year. And look, on paper, that sounds pretty decent, right? It's literally the definition of middle class. But let's follow the money and see where it actually goes. Well, right off the top, before you even smell that money, the government takes its slice of the pie. We're talking federal tax, state tax, FICA, plus, let's say a modest retirement contribution. Just like that, about 22% of your income is gone. Poof, that big headline number is already way smaller than you think.
So after all those deductions, that $84,000 a year salary shrinks down to just $5,460 a month. This is it. This is the real number you have to work with to cover every single thing your family needs.
And here's how fast that money just vanishes. Housing, whether it's rent or a mortgage, takes a massive chunk. Then transportation, car payments, insurance, gas, eats up another huge slice. Then you add in groceries, utilities, health insurance, student loans, and all of a sudden you're left with almost nothing.
So what are you supposed to do with that leftover $460? Well, that little bit has to cover everything else. Clothes for you and the kids, any emergency savings, retirement, childcare, dentist trips, a birthday party. The list is literally impossible. This is the mathematical reality of being average. You're constantly on a knife's edge.
So why? Why is this happening? It's because the cost of a normal life has completely detached from what people actually earn. I mean, look at this. Since 1990, housing and tuition costs have just exploded, up 400 to 500%. And wages, they've barely budged in comparison. The math simply does not add up anymore.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Okay, fine. The solution is just to earn more money, get above average. But that, my friends, leads to an even more insidious trap, where you just end up in a slightly more expensive version of the exact same financial prison.
To really see how this trap works, let's meet a hypothetical family. We'll call them the Parkers. They have a combined income of $130,000 a year, which puts them in the top quarter of all earners in the country. Now, by every cultural yardstick we have, they should be comfortable, secure, and totally thriving, right?
So after they pay their taxes and they do the responsible thing, putting 6% into their 401k, their monthly take-home pay comes out to $7,053. That's a much bigger number to start with. But let's see how it holds up. But this is what happens. See, society assigns a price tag to every income level. The Parkers have the good house in the good school district, they have the 2 reliable cars for their commutes, they have the necessary childcare, and when you add it all up, they are negative $77 every single month. Let that sink in for a second. They earn $130,000 a year, and they are still going into debt just to maintain a normal, successful-looking life.
So here is the absolute crucial point of this whole thing. Financial security has pretty much nothing to do with your salary. It is all about the gap. It's about the space between what you earn and what society pressures you to spend at that income level. And the bigger your income gets, the more expensive those expectations become.
Okay, so if the game is rigged, what do you do? Well, you have to opt out. You have to stop playing. So for the rest of this explainer, we're going to focus on a strategy to choose real financial freedom over just the appearance of success. The exit strategy has 3 simple steps. Number 1, you have to run your own brutally honest survival numbers. Number 2, you have to identify and slay your biggest financial vampires. And number 3, you have to become completely obsessed with building the gap between what you earn and what you spend.
So, what in the world are these financial vampires? They're your biggest expenses, and it's almost always your house and your car. They are these giant, depreciating assets that you pay incredible amounts of interest on, and they are constantly sucking your ability to build any actual wealth right out of your bank account.
Now look, this is not an easy choice. You have to choose your hard. Is it the socially acceptable hard of constant money stress, of servicing debt forever, of living paycheck to paycheck? Or is it the financial freedom hard, of maybe driving an older car, living in a smaller house, and disappointing relatives who just don't get it? The version of hard you choose will absolutely determine your future.
Ultimately, it all comes back to this one single idea: the gap. That space between your earnings and your spending, that is your weapon. That is your path to freedom. Every single dollar you protect in that gap is a vote for your own stability over keeping up with social expectations.
And this isn't just some abstract theory. Look at how this actually builds wealth over time. If you make just one big change, like deciding to drive a paid-off car for 5 years, you can create over $32,000 in wealth all by itself. Now, if you combine that with making smarter housing choices, over a decade, you are literally buying back your own financial freedom.
So, that leaves us with one last question. I want you to take a hard look at your own finances, your own choices. Is the life you're building based on the simple, undeniable math of income versus expenses? Or is it based on the marketing that tells you what success is supposed to look like? The answer to that question